Hey everybody, this is Brett, coming to you live again from the beautiful, wonderful Camp Cypress with the Maynard Project. So, this activity, if you're leading this, is building your own watershed. This is super fun, super hands-on. This is also another group activity. So, kids are going to be in 3 groups of 4. That's right, 3 groups of 4. You will need a tin baking sheet. Do not let them destroy this. This is going to be reused for each group over and over again. I only bought so many. You'll need some newspaper. Doesn't matter. We'll have some Sunday papers. This is going to be your topography for your watershed. You will need 1 13-gallon trash bag. Thank you, Walmart. You will need a straw. Okay. Straws are not going to be reused. Okay, because kids are going to suck the air out for their watershed to make it tight as they can. And then you're going to need some pollutants. And of course, what makes better pollutants than Kool-Aid? That's right. Stuff will rot your teeth, rot your insides, so we're going to use it to act as our pollutants. I apologize if you are a Kool-Aid fan. This is the sugar kind though, okay? So you have 3 different colors. You can call them whatever pollutant you want to. You could call this the dog poop that people don't pick up when they don't curb their dogs. You could call this the paint company, right? Dipping out their mineral spirits and paints. You could call this the fertilizer company, right? From like True Green if they come into your lawn, that kind of stuff. So you get to pick it. It doesn't matter. Completely up to you. Let the kids pick. Let them engage. So as you do this, you will have yours already made as the example, so you're not going to need to make this every time. You're just going to guide the kids through the step. But very important, I want you to use the vocab, okay? So the vocab sheet, they have defined for them, okay? Watershed. What is a watershed? And this is part of that discussion that we're going to lead. An area of land where all the water that is under it drains and goes off to someplace else, right? Okay? So you have your watersheds, you have your sub-watersheds. So Onion Creek flows to what? Which flows to what? Which ends up in the where? Gulf of Mexico, right? Okay? Tributary, which would be like your feeding stream. A river, a lake, headwaters, right? Estuary. These are all defined. You'll have these, the kids will have these. Make sure you know the vocab. You will have yours labeled already, which we'll do for you. So you'll just need to make sure to point it out and ask the kids these open-ended questions. So, building your watershed. Once again, there's another group activity. So, you take a newspaper, you kind of crumple it up. Maybe this is your plateau, maybe this is your mountain, you know. We are on the Everest plateau, so that, you can use that as your example. Or you can go more creative and say, hey, we're in Colorado, you know. It'd be nice right now this time of year, right? Maybe this one's a little bit flatter. Now, it's a little windy out here, so just FYI. Kids can reuse these too. However, part of the fun is crumpling them up. Plus, it gives them something to do during the activity. And once again, the kids can shape these however they want to. There's no right or wrong. So I got some mountains, you know. I got my bay. Got my estuaries. I'll just do the 3. You flatten out the best you can. Take your straw. Make sure it's nice and clear. Stick it in your bag. Make it tight, seal all the way around it if you can. Don't let your kids get lightheaded. This is one of those activities that the kids can't really take turns on, because you can't keep removing your straw in and out. But it does take a little while to get all of the oxygen out of your bag as much as you can. To really tighten up your topography for the watershed that you're building. We're almost there. Let's give it 2 more good air sucks. Now, in doing this, I think what I'll do is I'll include a tie for each group so they can have that, and make sure that all of your watershed stays as tight as you can, because if not, I fear that this activity might not work out the way it's intended to. One thing that didn't include in the instructions, but just sitting here doing it. And you'll see right now, there's our watershed, right? It's a little bit more taut, which is what we want. We have kind of our mountains, right? All right, maybe we have our headwaters up here, our headwaters up here, maybe the headwaters for the Colorado River coming down. We have our tributaries that go in, you know, like the Guadalupe River, the Blanco River, that kind of stuff, and all down to maybe our Gulf of Mexico Bay right here, okay? All right, so you can ask the kids, like, hey, is there a watershed near your house? Is there a creek or something you plan? Get them thinking about their natural environment and what works best for them. Now, we're gonna play with the Kool-Aid. Now remember, Kool-Aid stains, right? Okay, so we wanna make sure that people are just extra careful with it. So this is where, especially if a windy day, we're doing this out in our lower meadow. This is where the other kids can kind of help out and help pull down. So I'm gonna take my grape Kool-Aid. My grape Kool-Aid. So I'm gonna say my grape Kool-Aid is what? How about my nitrogen, right? Okay. Let's say this is all from the animal waste, that kind of stuff. People don't curb their dogs. Put it up here. And then we'll say the yellow stuff is, so we have pools at the Y. We'll say this is the guy that makes the chlorine, right? Okay, for our pools. And disinfects. Put that maybe, right here, up top. Now, you don't have to use the whole thing. We were very generous on the Kool-Aid factor. So, there'll be plenty. If they want to dump the whole thing in there and go crazy, they can. And then we'll say the red is the medical waste company, right? Yeah, I like those guys. Not really, but somebody's got to take care of our stuff, right? All right, I'll put that one, right here. All right. So, you're going to take your spray bottle, and you're going to do a light mist. And what we see, get that there. What we see with our light mist is our pollutants, right? This is our Kool-Aid. So it changes. So this is what happens when it rains, right? The pollutants maybe come up to the surface. Maybe you're used to seeing that or hearing it like when you're driving on the road. You know, the light mist is worse than the heavy rain because the pollutants just come up and make things slick. Well, what happens later when it really starts raining? What happens to our pollutants? As you can see, the heavier rain we get goes, and you can adjust your watershed if you want to. What happens to it? It all comes downstream. And what was red and just purple and yellow now becomes what? Becomes multiple colors, right? And all those pollutants come down and end up where? In your in your watershed, right? Water that you drink, water that we take, water that we play in. So this is a great activity. Kids really think about, you know, the things that they throw away, the stuff that they use, the byproducts of it. So guess what? We all live downstream from a watershed. Remember to use your vocab. We'll have one already made it for you, labeled and everything. All you'll do is just add the Kool-Aid each time, show the kids how to miss it. Once again, this is another group activity, okay? So they're gonna be in 4 groups of 3 for this activity. Plenty for everybody to do. Make sure you review it, because this is a really fun activity.